Hello and welcome to the Spot SOS Business Masterclass. There was a question a couple of weeks ago, my apologies in getting back to you, it's been a little crazy, in regards to how to set up pricing for your location. And I'm sad to say that is not a cut and dry answer. It's a little bit more complicated. It's pretty tricky, and there's a couple of factors that will play into it. First being location, your customers, as well as your cost of services. And all of that is going to contribute to how much you charge for your service rendering. And when we talk about location, I'll give you a perfect example. My parents live down in the Williamsburg area. And if I don't go on resort, I can find a facial, a massage for like $55, $65. And that is the going rate. That is just the standard of what they charge in that particular location. So, if you're going to be in that type of area, then your pricing needs to be able to reflect what is happening. If you are in a metropolitan area, so I was the spa director or the director of spa and wellness for Mandarin Oriental, our services, a basic manicure could start at $70 and go up to $95. So there are going to be a lot of things that factor into that. The other thing you need to consider is your customers. So what are they going to be willing to pay? How is your company products and how are they perceived by the market? What are your competitors charging? Whether the products are high visibility, frequently shopped and compared, estimating the amount of products that you're going to be able to sell. So if you have a smaller, more boutique location, which has been really, really popular in 2020 and I'm sure into 2021, then you might not be able to order in the bulk that maybe a larger location can order. And that's going to play into your pricing as well. So you want to come up with your costs first, thinking about your raw materials, your labor, your rent, and everything, and then increase that by 10%, which is the average profit in the spa and beauty industry. So you really want to be looking at what is the cost of labor, the cost of marketing, the cost of selling these products. You want to look at all of your operating expenses necessary to own and operate the business. So taxes, light, laundry is key, intake forms, all of those different things, replacing the equipment, all of that is going to factor into how you set your price. Thinking about the salary that you have as an owner or manager, the return on capital. So did you lease it? Did you buy it? How long is it going to be before it's paid off? And then ultimately you need to look at what are your revenue goals. If you have a goal of $100,000 a year versus $300,000 a year, then that will have a huge impact on what you can charge. Now, there are always exceptions, right? You think about biology, there's always exceptions to the rules. So if you have a really unique experience, maybe you're organic. We had Renew Organic Day Spa in Baltimore, Maryland with my business partner, Shelly Birnbaum. So we had cork floors and low VOC paint and rechargeable candle lights, and just all organic products. We didn't do any acrylics. It was only natural nails. It was a private session where you could come in and close the door for you and whoever you were coming in with. When you have something that's really unique, then you can charge a premium for that experience because guests are not going to be able to find it at each and every location that they go to. So really thinking about that guest experience, what is it that you can do to separate yourself apart from everyone else? And understanding that pricing is not a stagnant process, it's evergreen. So, you may need to increase, you may need to adjust, you may need to combine services that maybe are not popular, really getting creative. Can you increase with a gift? Can you throw in a yellow buffer, a nail file? Those things are pennies and you could ultimately charge a whole lot more for that experience. So you really want to think about how can you know, offer something that's unique to the guest, looking at your location, looking at the price point of your customers and what are they willing to pay in your location. And then thinking about all of the prices, all of the things that factor into that overall experience and not just limiting it to this is the time that I spent, but what is the rent? What is the electricity? All of that combined together, and I know it's a lot, will help you really develop a proper price point. And you can go and look, is it still applicable in 6 months, in 9 months, in a year? It's something that you want to continue to be checking on a regular basis, especially as demand increases. That's a great time to be able to increase your prices as well. And then you also need to think about your pay structure, not just for yourself but for your team. A lot of the industry has moved away from percentages, just because if your rates go up, you still have to pay that same percentage to the therapist. So there's a lot of fee per service, hourly rates. So really getting creative in how you are paying those service providers, because labor tends to be the highest expense in a spa, nail, beauty location, even before you start talking about rent and those other things. So I do hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm on Instagram at the Spa SOS, and then you can also send me an email at thespasos@gmail.com. Until next time, be well.